All right, Aquarius. Wow, man, this one kind of threw me back for a minute. So let me just say that for those of you who are dealing with somebody right now that may have caused you some pain, they are damn lucky if you choose to let it go or forgive them even. It's interesting to me. Now, clearly this isn't going to be for all of you, but the basic message here is that it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to forgive and release something. But no one can force you to forgive them. So free will, sovereignty, independence, and free spirit, and then you have forgiveness. Free will, besides talking about not going against the free will of others, is saying that you need to activate your ability to say yes and no without fear and without guilt. You could have been in a situation that was a little bit manipulative. Now, for some of you, that's not going to be the case. It's just very simply, it's up to you. It is up to you on how you want to handle a situation. But, I look at forgiveness and think it may be better for you to be able to let this situation go. And it's not that, you need to forgive somebody for whatever pain they may have caused you. This card very specifically talks about how you need to work on forgiving yourself for loving people who have hurt you, right? Now, that's only a part of it, but it is about, not harboring resentment anymore, letting go of whatever kind of pain or suffering that may have been put on you, right? But I look at free will and I think, there is a possibility for some of you that someone may be trying to manipulate you into thinking that they deserve forgiveness, and really it's not about forgiving them for their actions, but like I said, more so for you. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Here is your overall, the Six of Pentacles. So I look at this in terms of your situation. I don't so much feel like this is about cash flow. I think it's more so about paying off debts that we owe to other people, or somebody who may be trying to, balance things out with you. It's like, let's make this situation right, but that's through something tangible because of it being the Pentacles, right? Always equal give and take with this. But I don't feel like it's you. I think that there's more of a feeling on whether or not you're willing to be open to receiving this, But yeah, I think that with this being here, it's making a situation right in a tangible way where there are actual results. Talk is cheap. That's what I want to say. Now, in the past, Temperance, oh boy. Now, and I say this because of the Oracle cards. With Temperance being your past, I think that a lot of you have been very forgiving, okay? Like, very willing to just kind of let things slide, but now it's time to make things right. And I do think that some of you may be expecting this from someone close to you, especially if you've given a lot of yourself to them. But I'm liking the Six of Pentacles in terms of, things being made right here. Let's make this situation right and just move on from this, especially with your Oracle cards here. But yeah, I would say with Temperance, you've been pretty forgiving in the past. And it may have taken a lot for you to stay balanced on a situation. Okay, very nice, very nice. So in the present, the Six of Wands, so we're overcoming these obstacles now. But I also look at this and think that, if you have been dealing with a difficult situation, the people that are seeing what is going on are going to be looking at you like you have done the right thing, right? But this is where you're at right now. So I don't, Aquarius isn't sitting on this high horse going, well, fuck you, I did everything that I was supposed to do right. It's time for you to pay up. No, that's not it. It's because of this, even temper here with Temperance that, people are looking at Aquarius like, yes, you've been the right person in this situation and they have to pay up. It's time to make this balance now. And the thing is that there is nothing negative here. And I think that a lot of you are getting to this place with the Six of Swords, where you're moving on from this now. Wow, man. Aquarius and the Empress, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. And again, right, like being very giving of yourself. For some of you, I look at the Empress and I think that a lot of you may feel like you were a mentor to someone or like their mother figure, because I don't think that this is external. I think that this is you. And I think that you're moving back into this place where, you know, we're getting Temperance back into this situation where we're not letting the situation get out of control. You are staying balanced and you are trying to keep harmony and peace here. You are the one who is doing the right thing, and I think that there's going to be a calling for somebody else to make a situation equal and balanced. But it allows you to move back into this place where I think that loving, nurturing energy is going to come back to you. You know, I don't think that you're the pissed off mama right now. I think that, you know, if we're really overcoming the obstacles and somebody is making things balanced with you, it's going to make you feel, you know, good about what you have done for someone, right? But you can only give so much of yourself until you hit a breaking point, especially with you coming in with Temperance and having to pull on that in the first place, because that could have been totally different. That could have been you being the Queen of Swords, right? But I have very much this feeling of this is somebody that you care about. This is somebody that is close to you and someone that you have done a lot for. Oh, I'm telling you. The Three of Swords is your best path to follow. Yeah, I would say it's time to get past, you know, the heartbreak that may have been caused. But that's required on both sides. But Aquarius, you're already there. But there is still the issue of the forgiveness, right? Now, the thing is if we get this situation balanced, or if somebody does what is right to balance things out with you, this may be one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, I'm back to who I want to be here, but I don't think that I can assist you anymore. And that's why we're looking at needing to address this, because it may be difficult for you to let this go. Because I always look at this one and I think, first of all, I love the way it's depicted. You know, I don't like the Three of Swords in terms of energy, but I think that they did this one very well, because that locket of hair, it's like a momentum of pain. You know, that memory, that thought, because the swords, thought, right? Our thoughts are still there. And it's very much something that you're going to have to address. You know, can you forgive this person and continue to be there for them if they're going to do the same for you this time? Or is it that you just need to let this go for your own benefit so that you can get back to this place of, you know, feeling good about what you give to others? You know, just because one person fucked things up with you doesn't mean that you have to shut yourself off from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Wow, man. In your environment, the Four of Pentacles. And this is the problem, because I'm looking at how it's lined up with your past. Again, we're looking at a situation here that, you know, we need to see some tangible results. And it could literally be that somebody needs to pay you back, right? But with the Four of Pentacles, they're not giving what's necessary here. I do believe that you're headed there in terms of the future, but as far as what's going on in the present moment, it's not that you're harboring anything. You know, there may be the pain that's still lingering for sure, but you need to address that. But when it comes to making things right, I think that, you know, like I said, with Aquarius, it's you're trying to get past this, overcoming these obstacles. You're trying to be the one who is balanced about all of this. But this person is withholding. I'm not letting this go. And I'm not giving you shit. And it's not right. But I would say that, you know, for those of you who are dealing with this situation, because clearly this is not going to be for all of you, you are handling this beautifully, because you could have been a fucking bitch about this. And I am not seeing the Queen of Swords, instead the Empress, and it amazes me the Aquarians that I'm connecting to, with the Empress continuously showing up with you. You know, but we could also be talking about you understanding your value and your worth though too here, right? But yeah, I would say with the Four of Pentacles, this is going to be about, you know, a situation that you've tried, I shouldn't say tried, you have been balanced with, while somebody else has been withholding and not doing what is right to make things fair and even and balanced. You know, and it's not about justice. It's not about karma. It's about, look, man, just, you know, make this situation right. I have given you so much, you know, I do something here to make this situation right, especially if they've caused you a lot of pain. Man, oh, you got me sucked into this one. Oh, Jesus. Your hopes and fears, death. Now, let's talk about it in terms of a hope, okay? With death, we're talking about that is it. This chapter is over with once and for all. It is never going to happen again. And you sure the hell are not going to allow something like this to happen again. But this is hoping that now it's dead, it's done, we can rise above this, right? Going through this transformation. The fear there would be that you're always going to be mourning the loss of a connection because they just weren't willing to do what was right. Like you won't ever be able to let go of it. You know, that, or you may be fearing that this is it. This is it once and for all. And it makes me wonder if this isn't the first time you've had to experience this, you know. Oh, man. Oh, Aquarius. And I'm looking at this, and what I'm seeing is that, because I'm looking at you, right? And there is this opportunity, I think, in the present moment for the both of you to be in this place where things are equal. But because of this, it just isn't. And I think that you may be dealing with somebody that's, you know, having a hard time, like, understanding what they need to do to fix the situation where they've hurt you. Oh. And then coming out the Two of Wands. Okay, so this is going to be about a choice that you're going to have to make here in future conditions on what action you want to take with this situation. But because you're coming from a place with the Empress, I think that ultimately you're going to choose to make a different choice. You see what I'm saying? So even if this person decides to make things fair and balanced with you, I think that there's going to be, you know, the question of, do I want to continue to have this type of relationship? Do I want to continue to have to deal with these situations with, you know, certain people? You know, especially if it's money related, business related, things like that. But I do think that you're dealing with somebody directly who has caused this. Okay, so now the thing is let's say that this person here decides to start, like, stepping up to the plate and taking control and, you know, not being so in and out on the things that they choose to do and how they act. The choice may be easier for you in terms of, you know, what you decide to do moving forward. But I think that, you know, they can't just, how do I want to say this? They can't just, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. It just doesn't work this time. They have to show something. They have to show that, you know, they have changed, right? That they're actually taking control. Now, the other part of the Emperor, though, I always question who is in control, right? So now, clearly with the Hangman here and with Temperance, you have been, like, trying to see this from a different perspective. It's not about gaining enlightenment on the situation. It's like holding yourself back from doing anything, you know, without, like, seeing all sides of it. And with Temperance, I think that you have done that beautifully, that you've tried to see every aspect, every side of a situation, right? And now we're trying to keep that harmony and that balance, and we're not doing anything quickly, you know, because the Hangman is in the state of limbo. It's not knowing, you know, how to think about a situation or how to act just yet, because the perspective is what needs to change. But I also think that that's based on the actions of the other person. But the thing is that may be hard for you to make a choice on what to do when all you see is somebody like flying all over the place with the Knight of Wands. Now, this could be the passions running high between, you know, the both of you on who is right, who is doing the right thing. But what I feel like here with the Six of Wands, especially with you coming in with Temperance, like I said, is that you're the one that is being celebrated for handling this better. You know, but then I also think that if this is the person that you're dealing with, they're all over the goddamn place. You know, but there may have been like an opportunity to do something together, because I'm looking at the Six of Wands, but because of somebody withholding, it's like nothing is able to move forward, you know, especially with the Hangman preceding this. And that's why we're looking at, you know, the need to make a different decision as far as what action we're going to take later. But with the Emperor, you know, this is either going to be this person stepping up to the plate and taking control of the situation now, and the both of you are on equal terms. You know, the situation is made right. Now it's where do we go from here? That, or you're the one who is now, you know, taking control of what is going on. You know, you're not allowing somebody else to have control of the situation. And I don't feel bad about the Emperor with this, you know. And that may be where you're kind of leading to here. And again, right, free will. It's up to you. It's up to you on what you choose to do here. You know, you can forgive and allow this person back in, or you can say, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and I just need to let it go for me, and we need to part ways. And change. Yeah, and then you got death sitting right there. The situation does need to change, but, you know, what I feel like here is, in order for there to be more prosperity, and we're not just talking about financial, but, you know, everyone kind of prospering through this situation, becoming better people, right? Things need to change all the way around. But before you can get there, right, there needs to be some kind of like guidance. This is not so much inner guidance. I think it's more so about needing to seek like counsel almost. Guidance is going to lead to prosperity in the situation, and it's also going to cause there to be change, but change needs to happen in order for prosperity to continue. And then begin now, take your first step. So, and I go back to free will on this, and I'm looking at this choice in terms of action and how do we proceed forward in the future. There are two paths that you could take here, and you know what those paths are. Right now, I believe that it's going to have to do with whether or not you're going to forgive and let this person back in, or if you're forgiving so that you can move on, right? And I think that that's the choice that's being made here. But it's time for you now to start setting this into motion. But, you know, again, it's up to you on how you want to handle this situation. But make sure that a lot of thought goes into the choice that you make moving into the future. You know, and it's not that there's going to be any dire consequences or anything like that. But with death being there, I would say that there is no going back after the choice is made, right? But because, like I said, you lead out with the Empress here, I think that, you know, you're going to move into a better place. I don't think that you're going to be bitter or unwilling to be of assistance to others ever again. I just think that it is going to change your perspective in terms of the way that you see your value and your worth, right? But just make sure that, you know, a lot of thought is being put into this, and that may be where guidance is coming through, because we want to see, you know, everyone prosper, because really that is the Empress, right? This is not about being selfish anymore. You know, it just doesn't work. But now is the time for you to start putting this into process.